you hear a lot of things going on right now. A lot of people get worked up about things that they just can't do shit about, right? Like politics, the election, impeachment, all this stuff. And it's something we should all be focused on, right? It's something we should all know about. We should all watch the news. We should all be aware of current events. We should know who our vice president is, who our Speaker of the House is. We should know what's going on around us. We should know about international affairs. We should know about Boris in the UK. We should know about Brexit. It's our duty as Americans to know about this stuff, right? It's our duty to know about it. It's also one of our rights as Americans to be able to vote. And I believe maybe voting's not for everybody. Like, if you're not well read, if you don't know anything, like if I go into the polls and there's something on the ballot that I don't know about, I'm not going to vote. Like, if there's a measure I just overlooked and I haven't had time to research it, I'm not going to cancel out someone's well thought out vote with my haphazard eeny, meeny, miny, mo vote, because that might not even be what I want to vote for. So as Americans, or as citizens of any country where you have democratically held elections, it's your job to look into the issues, to study them, and to see which one benefits you and society as a whole the most. You know, if you believe that socialism is best for you and for society as a whole, by all means, vote Sanders, vote Warren, vote socialist. If you believe that capitalism is the best way to go, if you've done your research, you've read the books, by all means, vote that way. It's funny, I have this app, and it's called Blinkist, and I'm going to link it down below. Blinkist is an app that you have on your iPhone or your Android. It's basically a summary of books in about 15 to 20 minutes. So you could get all these books. So one day, on the way to soccer practice with my kids, I listened to a book on socialism. On the way home, I listened to a book on capitalism. And then I listened to stories about Venezuela, about America, about different systems and how they worked, about corruption, about greed. And it was just profound. And I educated myself, and that's where I kind of get people say, well, Mark, you never take a stance on issues, right? You're always in the middle. You always look at both sides, and that's the thing. That's the reason I don't belong to a political party, because I don't agree with 100% of the platforms that any of the candidates put forth, any of the parties put forth. I might believe some of the fiscal policies of conservatives are the best way to go, but, you know, I also might believe some of the more socially liberal things that the Democrats put forth are more of what I believe in. I'm not saying that's my beliefs, but let's just say I have that. Maybe I'm pro-life, but maybe I like fiscal responsibility, or, you know, more of a capitalist society. Maybe I like more of a socialist society where we give more and, I don't know, tax the rich more, which is obviously probably not my point of view, but what I'm saying is we have all this stuff going on. Educate yourself. Read up on the news. Read up on current events. Read opinion pieces on both sides. Watch MSNBC and watch Fox News. Wow. Watch both? Yeah, watch both. Get both sides. Get both sides. And you know what I like to do? I like to watch BBC. I like to watch British broadcasting. Why? Because they're giving you a whole different perspective from across the pond. I like to watch what other people are saying about America with no skin in the game. So that, in my opinion, by the way, I'm walking the ruckus. That's how I like to do things. But here's what I think we're wasting our time on. And I'll get involved in just dropping some bombs on Twitter and getting involved in conversation because, you know, as a social media guy, I get involved in that. But I see so many people on Facebook and Twitter spending hours a day arguing with people whose minds you're not going to change. I've never in my life seen anybody go onto their Facebook page, be like, you know what? I like Trump today. I like Trump. I love him. And then they go on Facebook and they read one of their friends' comments like, yeah, you know what? Billy was right. I'm going to vote for Hillary. It doesn't happen. So basically what we're engaging in is this warfare, this pointless runaround that really serves no purpose except to just argue things that there's no right answer. There might be a right answer in your mind, but it's all about perspective. For example, me coming up from where I came from, capitalism was amazing for me, right? Like, because it worked. I literally came first generation American. Mom worked her way up, was able to own a business, but then we lost it all. My mom was a drug addict. My dad had health problems. So my mom was able to come here with literally nothing. And because of the capitalism, she was able to make it. So boom. And then we lost it all. Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's gone. And then I come along and I'm able to do the exact same thing my mom did, except to a much greater degree because I was here my whole life. I didn't start at the age of 19. I literally benefited from being an American this whole time. So I was able to come up and build this empire and build what I've built just by outworking people. So for me, capitalism was great, but let's say I got sick along the way, right? Let's say I had a kidney problem or I had some genetic disease and I couldn't afford my health care. So all my savings went down the drain. Well, I'm pretty mad that I don't have national health care, aren't I? So that's where I might be, hey, you know what? I'm a socialist. Here's another story, guys. When I was a kid, my mom, she is extremely liberal and she's one of the OG feminists. My mom was one of the OG bra burners. That's right, she literally protested and burned bras. Crazy shit, huh? Came over here from another country, born in Poland, raised in Israel, went back and served the IDF. So she was such a strong, liberated woman, right? A woman who's killed people in the military. So just like as strong of a woman as you could be. So check it out. So I'm in this situation where I'm raised with a strong woman in a household, with a brother and a father. And I'm able to build my way up out of the situation. So my mom literally came here as this, anyway, I'm getting so far tangential here. So anyway, when I was a kid, throughout my college years, I was pro-choice. And I'm going to explain my position right now because it kind of sets an example. So all my life, I'm like, woman's choice. Woman's choice. And then my wife got pregnant. We were 24 years old. And we had a miscarriage. And it destroyed me. And it was only like 10 weeks along, right? 8 to 10 weeks along. And so what happened is, I then realized at that moment, that wasn't a fetus. That was a baby to me. To me, it was a baby. I felt a connection. So at that point, I stopped looking at abortion as a woman's right to kill an organism. I started looking at abortion as a woman's right to kill a baby, which changed everything. So that life experience changed my perspective. So I went from being a pro-choice man to a pro-life man. But so you don't get weird on me, I'm still extremely pro-life personally, but due to a bunch of gray areas, I'm still pro-choice up to a point. I don't think we should have partial, the late-term abortions. I think we need to have a line where it's like, okay, it's too late. But I am definitely pro-life from a personal standpoint. However, the gray areas of rape and this and that and mother's health, I do believe that, I still vote pro-choice, so to speak, except for the whole, third trimester, second trimester thing. That's where it's a bit, but again, like, I've gone in situations, unless it's really late, where I'm still on the fence about some things because those gray areas. But why am I telling you about this? Why am I bringing up such a controversial topic? Because everybody in this country wants what's best for the country. We just have different ways of going about it. And our life experiences are what get us to those thoughts. are what get us to those destinations, are what get us to those principles, are what get us to those ethics and the guidelines. So some people, for me, someone who capitalism worked for, right? Someone who has no problem working 24-hour days to get ahead. But for someone who, wants to work 8-hour days, go home, chill, hang out, have a good time with their family, isn't willing to sacrifice like me, perhaps, socialism makes a lot more sense. And maybe they made it. Maybe somebody made it. I think we should have I think we should give everybody $1,000 a month and have a standard living wage, and everybody gets that. And for some people, that makes complete sense. And that's why arguing online about stuff like that makes no sense, because we all want what's best. And we're not evil. I don't think just because I'm a capitalist doesn't mean that my socialist friends are evil people. They just believe something else is a better way. And that's why when you see people like, oh, you voted for Trump, you're a racist, you're a white nationalist. I'm a Jew. I'm not a white nationalist. That'd be the coolest infiltration. That'd be like being a spy. That'd be like some 007 shit. That's some FBI shit. I voted for Trump. I did. I don't like Trump as a person. He has his flaws. But we're in a two-party system. And even though you could probably tell I lean pretty libertarian, fiscally conservative, pretty socially liberal, even though I'm pro-life. You could argue the Ron Paul libertarians are pro-life as well, because of the non-aggressionist libertarians. But you could probably tell I'm a libertarian. But Gary Johnson had no shot. And I actually wanted my vote to count. And I did. I looked it up. And I thought what was best for our country is having a businessman in there. And also, Hillary was pretty much the worst possible candidate. Now, I'll be real. I can't see myself voting for Bernie Sanders because I believe he's a hypocritical piece of shit. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's a millionaire who makes money hating on millionaires. And I just think he's way too far out in left field. He also praised Venezuela as the real American dream. So how that went, that was in 2012, I believe he said that. Elizabeth Warren, I still can't get over the fact she lied about her heritage to get ahead in life. And then she publicized proving herself, she's just weird. So really, what do? Here's what you do. You talk. You talk to each other. You discuss it with your friends. Discuss it with your family. Maybe somebody else has a point. I don't know. But the thing is, we're so closed off. We're so walled in that we're not willing to listen to things. I'm a capitalist. I'm a self-proclaimed proud capitalist. But I still listen to books on Blinkist, which if you're watching us on YouTube, I'll link down below. So you get Blinkist. I recommend everybody gets Blinkist. You will learn a lot. But I still listen to all I can on socialism. I still listen to all I can on redistribution of wealth. Because, hey, guess what? The same way I was pro-choice when I was, through my college years, hell, through my high school years, I was as socialist as they come. I went to high school in California. I thought communism made the most sense. We watched a Michael Moore movie in economics class in high school. I shit you not. The California Teachers Union did their best to convert me. But here's the thing. It wasn't the teachers union. It was the teachers I had just happened to be extremely liberal. And that's fine. But once I went to college, I was able to kind of spread my wings and learn about things and learn that both parties are shit. So the one thing is, we need to discuss things. We need to be able to have that open dialogue without just labeling someone who doesn't agree with us as a racist or a xenophobe. Because my reasons for voting for Trump, I'm not a white nationalist, I'm not a xenophobe. In fact, I don't agree with a lot of what he does, but you're looking at two candidates where I don't agree with everything either of them does. I just hated Trump a little less than I hated Hillary. And I think that's where a lot of the country is. We are in a two-party system. We could argue all we want, oh, it shouldn't be, but dude, me voting for Gary Johnson would have done nothing. And frankly, I thought he was douchey too. He didn't know where Aleppo was. And it was like in the headlines for like a year. Like it was the top story, what was going on in Aleppo. Oh, what's Aleppo? And then his whole like staging, passing out for marijuana use, like he was over the top. I liked him, but he wasn't electable. Trump is not electable either. Neither was Hillary. So that's where we're stuck. But what I implore you guys to do is think outside the box. You know, be smart about it. Be open-minded. Discuss things with your fellow man. Discuss things with people. Hey, if you know what, if you're not for the whole gender pronoun thing, that's fine. But if you see someone who's offended by it, talk to them about it and be like, you know what, I understand. And be respectful. See, that's the thing. We stopped, social media made us stop being human. It made us stop having empathy. Like, you know, I have people come on social media, say the meanest things that they wouldn't say to my face not because they're scared, not because I'll hit them, but because they're humans and they have empathy. And they'll think to themselves, they'll feel bad. They'll be like, man, you know, look at Mark, he's crying. I feel bad for saying what I said. And, but over the internet, you take away emotion. You take away the human experience. You take away empathy. And all you have are words. And words hurt. They fucking hurt. So when you take away human contact, every sense we have from touch to olfactory, smell, to visual, to all these different feelings, to everything. You take away all your sensories and you're just pretty much looking at mean words on a screen. And you say the most vile, mean shit. I had a guy today come at me for being a Jew. And of course I posted it and blasted him and then I deleted it. But it felt good to do it, to be honest with you, because I'm hoping that, here's why I did it. Here's why I kind of put him on blast. I'm hoping that he realizes that this is not the way to do it, you know, that it's not cool to harass people. It's not cool to go and call my daughter names or go at my wife. You know, I have thick skin. I've grown it over the years. It used to get to me. I don't understand that mentality, but I think it all stems from social media. This shit never happened back in the day. You know, I'd hate to be that guy who said if you said that shit back in the day, you get your ass kicked. But let's be real. If you said that shit back in the day, you'd get your ass kicked. Like, you ain't going to say that where I grew up to anybody's face or else you're going to get knocked the fuck out. I'm not saying that's the way to deal with things, but that's what would happen. Me, here's the real thing. I talk tough. You know, I do the whole weightlifting thing. I'm a shitty boxer. But at the end of the day, man, I have a lot to lose. So even if someone throws a punch at me, unless my family's in danger, I'm just going to take it and file assault charges. Why? Because if I hit somebody and they get injured, doesn't matter who started it, I'm going to be in court. And they're going to sue the shit out of me. I'd rather just be a bitch and walk away. That's where I'm at this stage in life. I'm not going to fight. So at expos, when people I say, well, come up to me and say it to my face. And I mean it. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to just smile at you. You know, and I'm going to explain myself and you can explain yourself. But there's no fighting. I'm 38 years old. I ain't going to fight. Like, I'm not that guy. It's just not me. I have too much to lose. You know, and last thing I need is to get my attorney to defend me for knocking someone out. Let's say I hit somebody, knock them out. Like, I might be a bad boxer, but I still weigh 220 pounds and I know how to punch. So if I hit you with one lucky overhand right, you're going down. Hit your head on the back, hit your back of your head on the concrete. You can be paralyzed or you can die. I know it's not probable, but it could happen. I'm not going to fight anybody, but what I'm saying is, like, we really just need to stop being such. We need to start talking again. We need to start talking to each other. We need to start opening our minds. Like, our way isn't the only way. There are other ways to do things, and everybody wants what's best for themselves and best for society. We just come from different backgrounds and different experiences which makes us think the way we do. Just some food for thought. A little bit of cardio confessions. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Am I off base? Am I rambling? Am I just a big pussy? Or do you think that social media has completely made us disconnect with humanity? It's a question for you. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in Blinkist, click down below. I like Blinkist. I don't give a shit if you get it or not, but it's where I get a lot of my knowledge. I'll listen to literally 15 books a day if I'm driving somewhere. Anyway, guys, take it easy.
So good, so good. And the peanut butter and honey on top. Very cool.